Hey y'all, Stephanie here with Minimalist Mom Life. Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you saw by the title, I have a list of 8 things for you to do instead of shopping. Now, this video is not to say that shopping is always bad or that you can't ever get new things or go shopping, but my channel is all about contentment, living on a budget, and minimalism. And all of those things pertain to staying away from shopping as our main form of joy, of enjoyment, and of how we use our time. So I'm going to get right into these tips. My first tip for you, if you are feeling like you need to go shopping, you're feeling that temptation to go buy new things, is to rearrange what is already in your home. You can rearrange everything from taking things that you're decorating the kitchen with and putting them in the living room or the bathroom, or just take one room and move the furniture around. It's a great time to clean underneath furniture. You might find that you're decluttering as you're doing this, but it'll make your space feel so fresh and so new, and you won't have spent any money. And then it also gets those creative side of our brain going that can really boost happiness and feel fresh and new. And again, costs us nothing. Remember that when you are replacing a habit that might be harmful or just not one that you're wanting to continue having, try to always replace it with something that is helpful. So we're not just going to not shop. We're going to use one of these 8 things or all of these things at different times to replace that habit of going to shopping with something that's more helpful. So number 1 is rearrange. Number 2 is give yourself a makeover. So many of us have cosmetics that we don't use all the time, or we have things that we could use for pedicures or a bubble bath or a face scrub from homemade supplies in our kitchen. Give yourself a makeover. Put some investment and some time with what you already own into how you feel about your appearance. And this isn't to make that our idol or our God, but it's okay to enjoy the way you feel when you've taken care of yourself without doing any additional shopping. So take some time and invest into how you look that day rather than going shopping. My third tip is an intense workout. We know that really getting that heart rate up is going to produce some endorphins, and it's going to make us feel good. It's going to make us feel accomplished to get a heavy workout in. So if you're physically able, doing an intense workout, maybe a run, maybe some heavy lifting to get those happy endorphins going rather than shopping. And then my fourth tip is if a heavy workout is just not good for your stress levels or for you physically for some reason, or it's late at night, it's early in the morning, it's just not a time conducive to that, I highly suggest going for a walk. Bonus points if you're an extrovert and you want to bring a friend, or if it's a silent walk and you don't put in headphones and you just enjoy nature and you enjoy the scenery. But get outside, go for a walk. It's going to produce, again, some of those happy endorphins, and it costs you nothing, and it builds a better, healthier lifestyle for you. My next tip is change the apps on your phone. Get rid of the Amazon app. Get rid of Walmart. Get rid of Target. Whatever apps you have that have your card stored and are easy for you to hop on and start shopping, delete your card out of accounts and delete those apps. And again, when we're deleting, when we're taking something away, we're going to replace it with something else. So apps that you could replace shopping apps with could be the Bible app, which is free, and you can listen to the Bible in audio version, or you can read it in a whole bunch of different translations. Or you can replace it with Hoopla, which is Hoopla, and that's an app through libraries. With your library card, you can check out ebooks and audiobooks for free. And so those are things that are not costing you any money, but are going to be building better habits for you, reading the Bible, rather than shopping, consuming, going into debt, and cluttering up our homes. So replace some apps, change some apps on your phone. And that might also include deleting some social media apps that make it a little bit harder for you to access influencers and their stories and that pressure to purchase. My 6th tip for you, if you are trying to replace shopping, is start selling stuff. So do the exact opposite. If you are tempted to buy a $30 top, rather than buying that $30 top, go find $30 worth of things that you could possibly sell in your home and make a profit instead and get those happy endorphins on that, like, yeah, hey, I just did that, rather than doing it through buying more stuff. Next is to declutter, because it has to be one of my tips, but a space feels better and you feel better when you have decluttered, when you have cleaned up your space, when you have improved something, and it's such a bonus that you don't have to spend money to do it. And when you declutter, you'll see how much you already have. And in seeing how many tops you may have that still have the tags on, or how many unused foundations you have, or how many books you have on your shelf that you have not read, or you've read one page of, or how much craft supplies is unfinished, you will not feel like shopping. You will have more than enough already in your home to clothe yourself, to do yourself up, to have hobbies and all of this stuff. So declutter. And as you're decluttering, it's not just about getting rid of everything, but it's about finding stuff that you forgot you had that now you can enjoy. So maybe you decluttered 2 things and found 7 projects or 7 things that you want to do that you don't need to spend any money buying more stuff. You need to finish using those things up. Y'all have heard me say it before, but my favorite decluttering and budget tip is just to use what you already have. I think so many of us have enough coloring books and enough craft supplies and enough jewelry and enough clothes for a lifetime already in our homes. We just need to go and use those things rather than always adding to them. And then my last tip is to donate the money instead. If you feel like shopping and you had any idea, maybe you put things in your cart of what you were going to purchase, delete it out, take that amount and give it to World Vision, or give it to Voice of Martyrs, or give it to Wycliffe Bible Translators, or give it to your church. But changing that me focus, that consumer focus to a I'm going to make a difference with my finances focus. I care about other people. My heart is filled with compassion and not comparison. It's really going to shift what you do when you think about shopping. And when that becomes the habit of that's how I use money first, is to give, shopping just drops down on our tier of what is important in our life. So those are my tips to encourage you for things to do other than shopping. If you have any ideas, please leave them down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you in my next video.